Steve, our first story from the interior comes from Thursday's Telegraph, who one suspects will be sympathetic to Suella Braverman's vision for a police force focused on actual crime.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to try and talk about this without mentioning Suella, because I think it's...
Well, you've just failed.
I forget. I'm no good at this.
At the first hurdle.
The yes-no game is also not my wheelhouse. Because straight away, people will already have their opinions of loving or hating. But let's look at the things she said whilst writing about her goals for the police.
Yeah.
So we'll go through them, including police should concentrate on getting the basics right, tackling crime and keeping people safe. I think most people would agree with that. Yeah. She wrote, I'll give police the powers and resources they need to combat antisocial behaviour and crime. Again, tick. There are commitments by all forces to attend every house burglary. Only people who don't like that, burglars. So you can go through this and see a lot of this makes sense unless we start to become tribal about it. Yeah. And there are some things in here that start to become a bit soundbitey. In fact, all of this, I worry that it is just soundbite. There'll be no follow-through. It's not as if she's not known for soundbites. What was the thing she said? Guardian reading, tofu-eating wokarati. Yeah. When the Home Secretary's got a problem with your source of protein, things seem a bit weird.
Tofu is an issue for me, but not necessarily as a lifestyle choice. That's probably a different thing. But no, I agree with you. I mean, it's fairly straightforward. It is back to basics, I suppose. We hear it all the time, don't we? It's not. There's nothing to give you any hope that anything will change.
Right, exactly. And particularly Suella Braverman, I like what she says. Sometimes the phrasing can be off, but the direction of what she says is usually right. But she has no control over her own department, like seemingly most politicians.
That's right.
The blob is running
the
things.
Home Office is the blob. Is the most blob-like of
She'll say
the blobs.
She's against wokeness, then they're off to a diversity training course 5 minutes later, whatever it is.
It gets lost.
There is a quote where she says that she'll be scrapping the insistence on having new recruits to the police having degrees, which actually makes sense. Some jobs you don't need to be degree educated. No. But here's the quote from her. Someone without one might have excellent emotional intelligence. Ooh! Yeah. All of a sudden we've gone touchy-feely. I caught you out on that.
I don't know about emotional intelligence. They might well have, you know, an interest in just getting a career without wasting 3 years in accruing debt. I mean, that seems to be quite a basic sort of intelligence. Well, if you want to join the police force and there's no particular things you need to learn in a university that you couldn't just learn on the job, then just get them straight in there.
At the moment, you can join the police and do the course whilst you're with the police, so free degrees.